Rudy, so your comment was, so the post was around, is it still worth doing buy-to-let and invest in properties given all the changes that are happening, and is it worth still making money on it? So you say, no, not really, unless you have low debt. So I guess, you're putting a lot of money into the deal and less mortgage amount. The property will significantly appreciate. Do flipping with a modest margin. It's quicker, I guess, in every aspect, or do commercial shops with flats above. So lots to unpick here. So, but I think it's a really good comment, and I'm going to try and give my point of view. There's no right and wrong here. It's just what I think versus what Rudy thinks, what everybody else thinks. So that's the key. So it's never really about what's right or wrong. There is no right and wrong. So here are my thoughts. So is it still worth investing in property? Absolutely, 100%. Is it harder? Well, actually, relatively speaking, probably, maybe regulatory wise, maybe a bit of cost is a lot more. But I've been doing this for 25 years, and quite frankly, the model still works, and it worked well 100 years ago, 50 years ago, 25 years ago, and it's still working well now. And then the key here is which strategy do you follow? Buying a house and actually putting 25% deposit down. Let's say the average house is £300,000, putting 100 grand down and borrowing £200,000 and renting it to one person or one family. That bit doesn't work, because quite frankly your return on your investment is so low, given the fact that interest rate is so high now compared to before Liz Truss, as well as utilities and all these kind of well, if this is HMO, but if you were doing just a pure single family rental, your return on your money on that £100,000, and you leave that £100,000 in, is very poor. So that's why it doesn't work on a buy-to-let. HMO, honestly, I've done so many contents about HMO and why I don't like them anymore, because the margins are so squeezed. You're dealing with 5-6 people. You've got, if you've got 100 people in rooms, you're dealing with 100 different types of people. That's a nightmare, let alone that the margins have massively been squeezed. So you're doubling of interest rates over the last 3 years, as well as tripling of utility costs has really squeezed the margin. So that's why I don't like it, and the regulatory stuff is getting worse and worse. Commercial conversion. So you talk about commercial conversion here, Rudy. Yes, we do quite a few of those, but quite frankly, they are excuse my technical French, a ball ache, because they take forever to do, because let's quickly give you our latest one. So we bought a block and there were shops underneath and flats above. We converted, so we had to apply first of all planning permission. That took 3 to 4 months to get right and get approval. Then we had to start obviously works, get building control in, and do the works. We had to add an extension at the back with foundation and change manhole, rework some of the pipe works, etc., etc. We open up an entrance to the back of the shop. So now the some flats are the entrance at the front, some at the back. We had to then get address changes. Then once we finished the job, in terms of the refit inside, lots of the worst thing was utilities. You have to deal with the utility companies for them to then come in and put either phase 3 supply for these properties, as well as whether you get that in the time that you need, change fuse boxes, fuse board, meters for gas, electricity, water. You work with council to council tax changes. You have to change in our case, we have to change the address. So you have to do work with the naming and address part of the council. You have to deal with the VOA. So because you're changing commercial to resi. And that's it. That's not it. So once you've finished it, carpets are down. Now you need to do certification. So you need to get your building control sign off, or as you go along, they're coming along. Then you're going to get a final sign off from them. So otherwise, you're going to be stuck. You're not going to be able to get mortgages. You need to do a energy certificate, energy efficiency, as well as sound testing. So these guys come in with big machines, put it all over the place, and test the sound proofing ability of your building. And if you don't get that soundproofing, again, you're going to get stuck. You're going to have to undo, take out carpets and do all, well, you can't do soundproofing with carpets now, so you got to do that before you put the carpet down. But otherwise, you are having to undo a lot of work to put more insulation in, either in the ceiling or in the floor. We go both sides. We go ceiling and floorboard. But the point I'm making here is a lot of work. It's a lot of time, and actually your money is capitalized or is stuck in those buildings for months, potentially years, depending on how big the development is. So that's why I concentrate and I focus on buying blocks of flats that are already there, that we find below market value, because either landlords have had enough, they need to exit, they're retiring, they are divorcing, they've just had enough, or taxation rules are killing them. These are the ones that we go after, and we buy probably 1 or 2 a month for ourselves, and then we find deals for other people to buy and invest their capital in. And then we buy them below market value, 33% of uplift that we add. The other 33% uplift that we do is a light refurb on all of these buildings. So with fixing, we improve them, we add smoke alarm, we add all kind of the requirement, like soundproofing if it needs to be, new kitchen, new bathroom, paintwork, sometimes rewiring, replumbing. And then the third element of adding value is we title split them on separate leases, and then we refinance them out by doing those 3 things. You buy cheap on entry, you make money on it on the way in, you do a light refurb, you don't go crazy with your cost of development, and also you title split them, and you do the freehold to leasehold break. You are then able to refinance your money out of each deal and take your money out and go again for the next block. And that's what I focus on, Quiddity Capital focuses on, and Quiddity Group focuses on, as well as we lend money and we also teach. So Quiddity Property Education teaches people how to get involved in title splitting as a strategy. I've also written a book about title split called Grow Your Wealth via Title Splitting. It's on Amazon, so if anybody's interested, you can take a look at that to understand how that works. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.